What's up, everybody? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I am back live with a really quick video. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long, but as you guys know, I posted my calculator that I've been giving to my clients publicly now, and I got a lot of requests from people to share it. Not share it publicly, but to go over it publicly and kind of explain what each of them are, how to use it, etc. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and maybe a little quick AMA as well. Um, so yeah, thank you all for showing up on this kind of impromptu late night stream. I appreciate it. It's going to be a fun time. Um, Probably won't use my video tonight, but if for some reason you want to see my face, let me know. But let's go into the chat and see who's here. Stefan. Hey man, it's a little late. If you're on the East Coast like me, it's a little late, so I wouldn't be drinking too much coffee. Synthwave Symphony. Yep, we're gonna crunch some numbers. And yeah, we'll probably do a little moon math too. Gifford, what's up, buddy? I hope you're still watching. Blockmatics, nice to see you. Dustin, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to see you in here. Crypto Consciousness, Word, what is up? Hey, what's up, Mudhog? I hope you're doing well, man. And Funk Master Hacks, awesome. Well, yeah, so let's see. We got 24 people in here. I think that is good enough to get started. And we will let people trickle in as they see that I'm live. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And yeah, I'll do a quick AMA at the end if you guys have any questions about stuff, and I'll hang out with you guys. All right, here we go. So this is the CryptoSloth Calculator Excel spreadsheets. And there are several of them here, and we're just going to go through them one by one slowly, and I'll explain how to use each one of them. So this one is really simple. It is just a quick calculator that'll show you if you input the number of hex, the T share rate, it'll give you the number of B shares that stake would be if it's a Quattro Cinco stake. So this is only for 5555s. It'll give you how much icosa is mintable, but the main thing I was trying to calculate is what the hex to icosa R value would be at a given T share rate. So you'll see that I left these I left the number of hex to be edited because it'll give you like these values, which I think are important. But you'll notice that like if you just change the number of hex, the hex to icosa R value doesn't change at all. And so the main thing that you want to change if you see what icosa would theoretically be valued at a certain T share rate is to change the T share rate. So let's say we go to 30,000, it goes up to 49. We go back to 25,000. It's not 34. Let's see what the current T share rate is. 24932. 24932. All right. So it's 33.91. Let's see what the actual ratio is in the market. All right, 33.14. So that means it is actually a little bit of a discount to get icosa. So if you want to buy some icosa, it would be better to do it off the market right now than giving up an HSI. Yeah, so that's the first one. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and we'll slowly get more complicated from here. All right, what's up, Jawa? Hope you're doing well, man. And Dusty Frets, no problem, man. I hope you guys enjoy the content and get some value out of it. That's what's most important. All right, calculator number 2, theoretical icosa prices. So this is pretty much just a it's a moon math calculator is essentially what it is. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. And so all you need to do here is put in so I gave 3 options, like 3 potential scenarios. So let's see, option 1, which could be now. Let's say, option 2, and option 3. So like 3 different hex prices and different even T-share rates. So let's go with what the current hex price is. We've actually been on a little pump, so it's been like 3.5 cents. Let's do hex at like 10 cents, and then let's do hex at $1. Yeah, that's good. And then the T-share rate, let's see, what was it again? 24,932. So 24932, and let's say 10 cents, it's 25,000, and then a dollar, let's say it's 26,000, just for whatever it might be. So we have the hex price at these different prices, and we have the T-share rate. And then it also calculates the icosa to hex to icosa ceiling ratio if you wanted to see that too. And then over here in this little theoretical prices, it'll go through each option. So just to keep it, I'm going to change this to current. This is 10 cents, and this is $1. Okay. So now we can see the current ceiling icosa price, and this is all in dollar terms, is $1.19. And then we also get to see like what would the price be if it was at a certain like discount or like minus like 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%, and 90%. And so like, you know, it's good to know what the ceiling price is, but it is a ceiling price, and we may not necessarily see the price at market price be the ceiling price at every single point in time going into the future. So it's kind of also important to know, like, you know, what potential discounts might be at certain prices. So like at 10-cent hex, we would get $3 icosa, but at 50% off, it would be $1.23, which is about where the current ceiling price is now. And then at $1 hex, we would see $36 icosa, but at 50% off, it would be $13. So that just gives you a nice rounded view of what the price of icosa could be in dollar terms in the future. All right, keep on moving along. So that's the theoretical icosa prices, and this is basically the same thing. This is the Hedron ceiling calculator. Now I haven't matrixed it out where like you get different discounts on it. I'll probably add that soon, but basically you can calculate 3 different scenarios with like the hex price. We'll do the current price. We'll also do 10 cents like before, and we'll do $1 like before, and then let's see, 24,932, 24,932. We'll do the same ones that we did before. 25,000, and then here we'll do 26,000. Okay, so now we have what the and then also the current Hedron prices, because this one tells you the X's till the ceiling price. So like, you know, icosa, we've seen it track the ceiling price pretty well, but Hedron has never actually gotten to its ceiling prices. So this would see like how many X's from like whatever the Hedron price you think, whatever the current Hedron price is, or a theoretical Hedron price. You can change that if you'd like. And then it tells you this is the ceiling price right here, and this is the X's till ceiling price. So yeah, so this is a pretty simple calculator as well, just to do a little bit of moon math and to kind of maybe model out some potential scenarios. Okay, so this one's called X's to fair value / Hedron burn / icosa yield calculator. And what I mainly use this one for is to kind of map out how much Hedron can I expect to be burned for a given number of T-shares on the liquidation auction, as well as how much icosa yield would be generated from that Hedron being burned. And so these are your input variables here, the hex price, hex for 1 T-share, and I think, yeah, so this, you don't need to input anything here, you just need to input the T-share rate. So I'll probably change that. I'll probably clean that up a little bit, but input the T-share rate, and then this is an important one, T-shares in liquidation. So if you want to put, like, say, for example, all of the T-shares that are in liquidation, which is like, you know, I think it's like 62,000 right now, that would give you the total amount of Hedron burn for all of the HSIs currently in the liquidation. Let's say you just wanted to do it for a single day, like day 1, which I'm pretty sure is like 27,000 off the top of my head. Then it would calculate it for that. You do the current Hedron price, which actually we're a bit lower. We're at about 39.19. And then you do the Hedron supply, which is 110 trillion. Let's see, million, billion, trillion, yeah. And so once you, excuse me, sorry guys. Once you, and yeah, put the T-share rate in too. Once you put in all these inputs, it'll calculate the minimum Hedron that will be burned. And what that is essentially like if you added up all the Hedron that it would take to make the very first bid to start the auctions, that's how much Hedron would be burned. It does calculate the ceiling price too. I may or may not put this in the background or in the back end because we already have a whole other calculator for that. It gives you the X's till the ceiling price. And then it also gives you the max Hedron burn, which is just the X's till the ceiling price times the minimum Hedron burn. And so this gives you a range of how much potential Hedron could be burned. Then here we take that range, divide it by the total supply, and see how much potential supply could be burned. So on that first day, we have a potential of burning 1.67% of the supply. And then it also gives you a range of icosa that could be given out to each of the pools. So the Hedron pool, the icosa pool, and the Wetsa pool would get between 600,000 and 7.3 million 7.3 million icosa yield. Yeah, so this is what this one is. Pretty cool. I like to use it a lot for calculating how much Hedron might be burned and then seeing what the potential yield would be. And I see you guys' questions in the chat. I'm going to get to it, but I'm just going to get through all this first so it's an all kind of one digestible clip. All right, now we get to some of the little bit more complicated ones. And so if you watch my Hex Endgame stream, I go into depth on like the advantages of providing liquidity on the Hex to icosa pair. And give me 1 second, guys. I think let me see. Let me switch my audio device 1 second. My microphone is on the wrong one for some reason. 1 second, guys. All right, I think that should be a little bit better. Tell me if the audio is any better on that. All right, yeah, we're on the right. Sorry about that, guys. So this calculator basically just automatically calculates liquidity pool bands for a Uniswap V3 liquidity position based on the T-share rate. So like I was saying before with the in my Hex Endgame stream, when I went into the benefits of why you might want to provide liquidity on the Hex to icosa pair, one of the important aspects of providing liquidity on that pair is that if the icosa price tracks the ceiling price in Hex terms, then the only thing that really matters in terms of like whether or not the price of icosa will leave a given range or like will increase or not is the T-share rate. And so you can use that by changing, like providing two different T-share rates, and then it'll automatically calculate you some liquidity bands. So like right now we're at 24,932, and then say we wanted to provide liquidity. So we go to hexfire.io. This is the site that I use to get like a potential future T-share rate. Just make it simple. And so, so we're right here. And so let's say we wanted to provide liquidity within this band right here. We get the T-share rate, which is at the end of this 25,137. So 25,137. And I always like to do a little bit more. So actually 25,200 is pretty good. So if I were to set liquidity to take advantage of the trading between these ranges, I would set it at 33.9 and 34.64. And this would be the range that I would use to provide liquidity. Okay. So this is one that I like that I will probably be using a decent amount when liquidations go live and we start getting HSIs to bid on. But essentially, this just tells you if a certain HSI, given what the current Hedron bid is for the HSI that's on the liquidation auction that you're looking to bid on, you can input all of that information, both the HSI information as well as this general information, and this will automatically tell you whether or not you're getting a good deal. So the three metrics that I'm mainly looking for to see whether or not an HSI is a good deal is the bid less than the mintable icosa? So this is like saying if I bid $1,000, but I could mint $1,200 worth of icosa, then like I would be getting a deal on the liquidation auction. The second one it calculates is it the bid less than the cost of the stake? So if the icosa price is at the ceiling price, then these two will be the exact same. But if people start dumping icosa because they're taking advantage of this first deal, then this would be a separate potential ceiling price or a potential price to arbitrage, because you can get the HSI cheaper than buying hex off the market and staking it 5555. And then this one just calculates is the bid less than the cost of the stake plus the yield that it's already generated plus the mintable Hedron. So from inputting all of this information here that you would get from the HSI information, as well as like on Hex Daily Stats, you can this will automatically calculate all of these, and they're like fairly, like you can see, like fairly long formulas in here that will go through each of them. But if you want to know how it goes through on the back end, you can derive it all from this information yourself. This just gets it in a nice digestible format to tell you whether or not you're getting a good deal. So yeah, I can put the back end of all this stuff up if people want to double check my math just to make sure it's right. But for now, this is kind of how I set it up. The only thing you don't have to put in is the icosa mintable. This calculates it out for you. And then one thing that you do have to put is assume T-share payout. So like, obviously not every day gets 6.1, but like if you want to put an average T-share payout to get a rough idea, this estimates it. So this is an estimated like amount, but the only one it has an effect on is the bid, is this column right here. Which in my opinion, like this is the best deal, this is the second best deal, this is the third best deal. So if we're already getting to the point where I'm looking to see whether or not, if like this is like no, yes, I might not even bid on it personally. So yeah, but like you'll see, like if you change this to like, add a couple zeros, then these shift to like no. All right. Next up, the last one, and the one that I am personally most proud of. I have done a video on this one before, but I'll go over it quickly again. And so what this calculator is it takes the parameters of an HSI, and then it calculates everything you would need to know for like if you took an advance on it. Then it takes the advanceable Hedron and then plugs it into different yielding opportunities that you would find yourself. So say, for example, you wanted to provide liquidity on PulseX or on Uniswap, or you wanted to do some kind of yield farming on like liquid loans, the stability pool. You can plug in the different yielding opportunities here. And from the information of your Hedron advance, as well as the APR that you're earning in that yield farming opportunity, you have this big calculator here, this big matrix here, that'll show you how many days it would take for you to make one payment on that advance. So what this calculator does is it assesses the risk that you would, it assesses the timeline by which you would be able to make a payment on the advance for a given yielding opportunity if you take that Hedron and use it to earn yield. And so it matrices, it's also a matrix based on if the liquidity position that you have goes up or if the liquidity position goes down, as against whether the Hedron value goes down or if the Hedron price goes up. So like, as most of you know, taking an advance in Hedron, if you like sell it into something else and the price goes really, really high, like say it 10x's, like you would have to put in 10x more money to make sure you don't lose your stake. And that's something that is undesirable and the thing that people don't like about taking loans with Hedron. Now, I'm personally of the opinion that these loans are extremely valuable. These advances can be extremely valuable as debt to provide extra yielding opportunities. But if you're going to do that, you need to know the risk that you're taking on. And so it's like, you know, for yielding, the first yielding opportunity, it's a 20% APR, and the daily APR is 5 basis points. And so, or 1/20th of a percent every single day. So if your liquidity position or your principal stayed the same and the Hedron stayed at its current price, it would take 11 days to pay off that loan. Now, let's say that the liquidity position went down 50% and the Hedron stayed at the current price. It would take you 21 days to pay off that loan at that given APR. And so that you can eat a 50% downside on your liquidity position and still be in a sustainable, still have a sustainable amount of yield to continue to make payments and be profitable. Now, if the liquidity position goes down 75%, but the Hedron price stays the same, then you're at 41 days to make a single payment. So now the yield is no longer sustainable. The yield is no longer sufficient to sustain payments for your advance. And so because of that, eventually you would be in default if the liquidity price dropped down that much. But if the Hedron price dropped 50%, then you would be back in the green. Anything in red is basically you couldn't make a payment in 30 days based on that yield. And so you can look at 3 different opportunities. And one thing that I kind of like about this calculator is that if you change it a little bit, let's say we go this to 50%, or let's change it to 30%, the colors change too. So green means you can make the yield is sustainable. Yellow means it is not sustainable, but you can still make a payment in 30 days. And red means you couldn't make a payment in 30 days. Or you could, yellow means you can make a payment under 90 days, but it would be more than 30 days. So between 30 and 90 days. And red means you couldn't make a payment before you default. And so, yeah, this calculator, I think, will become more popular as the price of Hedron starts to go up and advances become more and more viable. And the cool thing about it is, like, say you're yielding in the Hedron staking pool. Well, the Hedron price is now irrelevant and like your liquidity price stays the same. So this kind of doesn't matter for that. But say you wanted to yield on, Hedron to Hex liquidity pool position. You still have some exposure to Hedron. So, this calculator can help you figure out the risk associated with such a liquidity position. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is all for my calculator. Nice, short, sweet. Let's see what we have going on in the chat and start throwing some questions. The link to this calculator is in the description below. So to all of these calculators, it's in the description below. So feel free to, let me show you how to do it too. So once you open up the page with that link, go to File and then make a copy. And then from there, you'll get this into your own Google Drive, or you can download it as a CSV file or an Excel spreadsheet. You probably want to do it Microsoft Excel. So that way you have your own editable copy. Some people have showed me their calculators and they've added extra stuff. So feel free to add and customize these to fit your own needs and use them kind of as a template. But yeah, let's see what we got in the chat going on. Yeah, Steph, I'm with you on that. I want to bid on some HSIs, but I'm feeling greedy too, man. Hey, yes, thank you, Hex Fisherman. Yes, please give me a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. I appreciate it. But for everybody here, thank you for your viewership. Oh, Crypto Winter Bull, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. I saw your videos. I've been enjoying watching them. Yes, I had thought about doing a website. I have no experience with like front-end development. One day, I actually, funny enough, I purchased the lookintohedron.com domain. So one day, maybe I'll spin up a website for it. Or if somebody else already has ideas or wants to do it more quickly, I'm more than happy to give them the domain. But yes, I have thought of a CryptoSloth website one day. It'll be a while before I get that up and going or even start. So, but yes, I have thought about it. And I don't know. If anybody has experience making websites and want to talk to me about it, just shoot me a DM on Twitter. Yes, I'll talk about the Discord a little bit later, but people in the Discord as well as my clients have had access to this calculator for a while. If you're in the Discord, you get access to, everybody has access to this now, but you get access to Silver the Antidote and Access's Alive data and charts and Silver's on-chain analysis on a daily basis. So I'll give some details on that in the future. But yeah, all of this stuff has been given access to everybody in there for quite a while now. Let's see. how hard this big block of HSI is going to hit the. Yeah, I don't. You know, my intuition says that it's going to go down a significant amount. But the thing is, everybody thinks that, and a lot of times when everybody thinks one thing is going to happen, it doesn't happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. In my opinion, I don't really think we get too many HSIs going for a discount, especially because you can profit on. If you can profit immediately, they're going to be bid up to pretty close to that amount. So like 5 to 10% discounts is pretty much the max that I see people getting, in my opinion. We'll see what actually happens. Hey, what's up, eh? Come finish my night. I don't think I'm qualified to finish your night shift, man. I'm getting a different doctoral degree than you. I hope you're having a good time. I miss you, brother. Let's see. Okay, so HSI Watch. HSI Watch? Yeah, HSIWatch.com. You can plug in the icosa contract address, and it'll spin up all of the T-shares, all of the HSIs that are in there, and the total number of T-shares that are there. Also, go to Dev Huey's Twitter. He posts graphs on it daily or semi-regularly, and so you can kind of get some information from him as well. Let's see. Hey, thank you, Glocks. I appreciate it. Let's see. Why would people sell off after Hedron gets burned? More rare. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy. That seems dumb for people. Something like this, but sadly, I feel buy the rumor, sell the news is probably going to happen for the Hedron price. But funny enough, that's actually kind of bullish in a way, because the lower the price goes, the more Hedron needs to be burned to be able to reach certain, say, ceiling price levels, parity levels, or like good deals. So like, the simplest way to put it is like, if you could sell a certain HSI and the icosa minted from it is $1,000, if the Hedron price is lower, then it takes more Hedron to bid up to that $1,000 valuation. So like a buy the rumor, sell the news event is typically like kind of bearish because you're getting a lower price for that token, but long term that's getting more Hedron burned, so which is helping out the whole system a lot more. And on top of that, more Hedron burn means more yield in the icosa pool, icosa Hedron and Wetza pool. So really, price up, we get more money. Price down, we get more burning and yield. So it's kind of like a win-win situation no matter what happens. Yeah. And hey, thank everybody who sells their bags. Thank you for your service, right? I'm glad you enjoyed it, Danny boy. I've been enjoying making these calculators, and I just basically what I do is I just make something that I want to see myself, and I'm just going to keep adding stuff to here over time. I'll probably announce whenever I add something new, but I may not. So keep checking back into the actual link to see if there are any updates, or watch out on my Twitter to see if I announce any new calculators. All right. Looks like we're getting to the end, guys. Start throwing in your questions now if you have any, because we are on the AMA portion of the show. And once questions start drying up, I will pop off. All right. What's the minimum icosa payout if you own 0.0028% of the pool on HSI auction? Let's see. Oh man, I actually forgot what the daily amount of icosa that's given to each pool is on minimum. I think it's like 4,000, maybe. Oh man, anybody in the chat? Can you remind me of that number? Like what the minimum amount of icosa is paid out daily? I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But once somebody posts that number, I'll run the math. And the easiest way to do that is just multiply that percentage by the minimum payout minimum daily payout, and that'll get you the number. Let's see. Thank you, Ashley. I hope you guys find it valuable. Stefan, can't wait to watch mid-November yield pump on Hedron icosa. Yes, I can't wait either. We saw a huge amount of yield on day one of icosa in the Wetza pools, and a decent amount of Hedron distributed to the icosa pool. But November 13th, the first day of these auctions, is kind of like, what's the aftershock of day one, because that's when we get all the Hedron burn from the HSIs put on the liquidation auction. So that's when we're going to get a big amount of icosa payout. So yeah, that's made pretty sweet. Hey, Jacob Smith. And I hope you enjoy the replay. It's got a pretty short one, so you should be able to catch up quick. Let's see. How about if hex price pump? People would need to use more Hedron. Yep. If the hex price pumps, then that means you need to use more Hedron as well. So this little hex pump that we're getting right now is actually going to help us burn more Hedron as well. And the extra burning of Hedron long term helps bring the price of Hedron up to closer to the new price of where hex is, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. But yes, if the hex price pumps, that means the HSIs have a greater dollar valuation on them. Theoretically, the icosa coins that you can mint from the HSIs would have a higher dollar valuation on them. Therefore, the Hedron coin, more Hedron coins would need to be burned if the price stays the same. Or the other option is for the price to go up. So the same number of coins would be burned, but our bags have been pumped. So we're happy either way. You a million? No, no, sir. I am far from it. But we are working our way there. You know. Yes. Guggy, Hedron, Icosa ready to melt some faces. I agree, and I am excited to get my face melted as my bags get pumped. All right, everybody. Well, we have reached the end of the chat. Thank you so much to everybody who showed up. I appreciate it. Let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, there's one other thing. One thing I've been impressed to see is the premiums that have been going on for the what's NFTs. And actually, I'll pull it up. I'll go over it with you guys. So we'll go to OpenSea because that has actually been pretty impressive. All right. So let's go to volume activity. And so if you see like, oh my God, this is crazy. So 14,883 points. And so if you keep in mind that a million points is $1 worth of minting, this went for $37. So like fractions of a penny went for $37. This $4 one went for 95. $250 one went for 786. This $850 one went for $2,000. This 1,000 one went for $2,400. It's crazy. It's like a constant 3 to 4x on all of these Wetzes. 30 million points, $30 went for $156. So that's a 5x. Let's see. Less than $1 went for $52. So, Jesus, this is crazy, man. These Wetzes have been going for just a crazy premium. This one might have actually gotten a bad deal. 3K points for 4K. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that these Wetzes have been demanding like quite the impressive premium, and this is before day 90 when we're about to get a bunch of yield into these Wetzes already. So people are pricing in the future yield even before the yield has been generated, because a lot of them actually, these $20, $30 ones. I have a couple of $10 ones myself, and they've only accumulated like one icosa. So it's like they've accumulated like $1 of yield, yet they're going for 3x the minting price. Hey, we got some super chats. Look at that. One more. What's up, brother? I hope you're doing well. I wonder if you and A are hanging out. Hey, no problem. I appreciate your viewership, man. I hope we get to meet up sometime soon. Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the 350. I appreciate it. And hey, Rick, thank you for the $50, man. That's incredibly generous. I really appreciate it. Great stream. Hey, this is a little bit one of my more dull streams, a little less planned, but hey, if you found some value in it, that's all that matters to me. I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. Yeah. So, I guess I'll show for a little bit. If you haven't already, go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. Give me a follow on Twitter. I'll throw my Twitter handle is in the and it should be in the description, but I'll also throw it in here in the chat. Hey, Almighty Hexkin, thanks for the $5 super sticker, man. I appreciate it. Always happy to see you around in the chats and on my stream. It's very generous of you. Thank you. You, Rick, and one more. Very generous. There is my Twitter. So go ahead and give me a follow. I do consultations. So if you're interested in like planning out, say, like HSI auction strategy, staking strategies. Maybe you just want general education on the system, kind of use me as a sounding board to increase your understanding. A little bit of portfolio management within the Hex, icosa, Hedron system. These are all things. Oh, as well as like liquidity providing. These are all things I can help you out with. I am running a 25% deal, 25% off deal until November 13th, the first day of the liquidation auctions. So it's like an HSI liquidation auction consultation deal. So it's instead of the normal $400 rate, it's $300 now. So just give me a DM Twitter, and I'll get you set up there. And then also, if you're interested in the Discord, the private Discord group with me, Access Alive, and Silver the Antidote. This is a private Discord where you get direct access to the three of us, as well as a direct access to all of our work. So Access Alive, he, if you like his charts, he posts charts every single day in one of the channels, and people have a lot of great conversations about the data that he's presenting. And Silver the Antidote also posts all of his on-chain analysis, as well as has created a lot of bots for the to give different indications for when maybe say big wallets are selling. One of the bots that I use a lot is to see whenever a new HSI is sold for icosa. I use that data a lot. So if that's something you're interested in, DM 0x Brennan on Twitter, and he'll get you situated. It is $200 a month, and you can pay in 2-week installments. So you can do $100 for 2 weeks, and then in the next 2 weeks, do another $100, and that is without like a commitment. So like if you pay $100, you're not committed to the second 2 weeks. You can do a 2-week trial for $100, and if you don't like it, you can feel free to terminate your subscription. That is, perfectly fine and would be recommended if you don't feel like you're getting any value out of it. So those are the services I offer, and don't feel any pressure to take advantage of them. Please consume all of the free content first before you consider taking advantage of some of my paid services. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the calculator. I hope you have a great rest of your night and a great week to come. Thank you to all 63 of you who have stuck it out with me in this last 40 minutes. I appreciate you hanging out with me on this Sunday night. To the 3 people who gave super chats, I appreciate your support. And that is it for me, guys. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.